At this point, the data has been exported to a DBF, which stands for database file. That's something that Excel can open. So I've opened Excel already, and I'm going to open that file or import it. So I'm waiting for Excel to be happy. So I'm going to say File, Open, and I'll navigate to where I kept my data, which is on my desktop. And just to make it quicker, I'm going to do all file types. Or I could do DBase. Let me try that. There it is. Points, elevations, DBF. I'll say open. And so here are my trail distances. And then I have my elevation. So what I'm going to do is convert those into feet. So meters times 3.28 is feet. So this will be the trail distance. And I'm going to leave a blank column, and we'll see why in a minute, why I'm doing that. And then I'll have my elevation. So I'm going to add the formula equals trail distance times 3.28. And then elevation equals elevation times 3.28. Now this says 1096. I'm going to make it into an even number. So I'm going to say equals round, open parentheses, and have my formula, comma, and I'm going to round it off to 0. And that'll round it to the whole number. And then I'll just copy this for all my points. Now, if you noticed on my trail distances, I wanted it to be every 100 feet, but because of rounding error, it's like this. You know, it has these decimals. And I don't want my scatter chart to look like that. So what I'm going to do is basically just assume that each one is 100 feet. So the first one I'll put 0. And the next one is going to say equals the top, the previous distance, plus 100. And then I'll just copy that down. So that avoids that error. So I've got even numbers. And you know, this is not 100% accurate. It's really just to give us a good idea. So I'll call this trail distance. Okay, so now I'm going to do an XY scatter chart. I've got my trail distance on the left. That's going to be my X value. And my elevation on the right is my Y value. So I will highlight everything and say insert scatter, and I think I'll try scatter. Let me make that scatter with smooth lines and markers. And I'm going to move the chart to its new sheet. And there it is. So what what you need to do to finish this is to adjust the scale, so maybe so that it starts at 1,000. Adjust the Y scale. Then you can maybe get rid of the points if you'd like. Make it pretty. A good title, titles or labels on the Y and the X axis. Now the other thing I want you to do is go back to your GIS map and find out which point is the top of the hill. Then put a marker here. Use insert an arrow and then a text box to show where the trail changes. Because obviously here we've got going up the hill, you're walking across the top and then down. Now, that's not what this shows us, is the change in elevation. So I'd like you to mark those 2 points, the top of the hill, top of the pipeline, and then where the downhill starts on the telephone line. So once you get your chart all pretty and the way you like it, the colors, I want you to export it as a JPEG, and then I'll talk in class about where we'd like it to go for your final report. And that's pretty much what we did in the other classes. Okay, so we'll stop here.